Hello and welcome to another episode of the Tipsy Iron Novice. I, of course, am your host, BJ, and I am excited for episode number 2. The first episode got great reviews from all you out there watching, so I'm excited to continue on with another episode to kind of show you what we're going to be doing next. And of course, if you have not already, please make sure to subscribe and like this video. I am on a journey to 1,000 subscribers. I have a long way to go, but it's going to be a fun journey to get there, and I have a lot of food to cook and a lot of things to drink. So let's get ready to get started. And of course, we cannot get started without our Tipsy component here. We will be drinking a little bit of whiskey again. This time we're going to be doing Jameson. I'm actually a big fan of Jameson Whiskey, and I wanted to do something that I've had before but I really enjoy. Of course, this is halfway gone. This is Saturday, so I drank some yesterday night just to make sure it was fresh, make sure it was good. So we will do whiskey. Smells delicious, and we will get started with shot number 1. And I am doing double shots this time because why not? And it's Saturday, 3-day weekend. Happy 4th. All right, here we go. Nice double pour. Let's get it. Still good. All right, and of course, you always gotta have one poured up, ready to go for when I need it, because I will need it. Especially for this episode, I cannot wait to tell you all what I am working with. Well, you probably can already tell by the title. We are working with Octopus today. I am definitely a fan of eating octopus. Usually I eat like calamari, like deep fried calamari, which is squid. I don't think I've ever had deep fried octopus. Either way, it doesn't matter because we will not be deep frying this. We will be doing a different preparation method for it. But yes, octopus. You may not know, but again, Whole Foods has everything that you need. And of course, they do have fresh octopus. Extremely expensive. I was kind of had a little heart attack when I found out how much it cost. So I did get about 1.5 pounds here. The 1.5 pounds total was, drum roll please, $25. Right, $25 for 1.5 pounds of octopus. So I got to make sure to do this right and not mess up. Okay, I have not opened this. My wife actually went to the store to get it for me, so I wouldn't know what it looks like or anything. But I want to be surprised, so we will get started with working with this octopus. Of course, the first step when you're working with octopus is, it is really tough. It's really extremely tough. So you will have to boil it in water for about an hour. Right, depending on how large your piece is and how much you have, but upwards of an hour. Right, so a lot of preparation methods to make sure that it's tender, and you don't want to overboil it to get it too chewy or whatnot, but that boiling time period is vital for having good texture in your octopus. All right, so here we go. I'm getting ready to open this. I can already smell it. Yeah, I think I can smell it. All right. I'm a little nervous, y'all. I am a little nervous, but it is gonna be okay. Let's see what we have here. All right, we are opening this bad boy up. Oh, wow. Okay, so initially it kind of looked like ground beef. Right, I don't know if you can tell, but that definitely looks like some ground beef, but this octopus, this is a little intimidating. Okay, so let's see what they have. They sealed it appropriately. All right, and here I go. Alright, so we will pull this out. Oh my god, okay. This is rough. This texture is kind of a little off-putting, right? I don't think I've ever held a raw octopus before, so this definitely is my first time. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is... Oh... Alright, well, I guess, so, this is big. This is massive. Do you all see this? How big this is? So, you are, like, out of breath. Okay, cross-contamination, salmonella, let's go. Okay, so, normally the octopus were whole. Right, because I didn't want a whole one in terms of all the weight and the price, right? Again, it was like $17.99 per pound. They were able to cut it in half. So this is a cut in half, but look at these tentacles, man. Like, this is like some alien stuff. This is so crazy. So they did also, a piece of the head is here, it looks like, but based on my research, we do not eat the head. The head is just kind of attached to it. So again, this is so wild. Okay, so again, the method is going to be to put it in a pot and let that boil to really break it up and to make it more tender. There are two ways to do this. So I have heard that you can either get your water on the stove in your pot and have it heat up, right? Get it boiling, not like a roaring boil, like a rumbling, a Jameson boil. I don't know, not like really like rumbling with the broil. Like I don't know why I can't say this. Not like a hard boil, but you want it to be kind of like hot, but not like roaring. You want it like tingling, but not roaring. That probably doesn't make any sense, but not crazy boiling when you make ramen. You know, you make ramen, top ramen, you want that big boiling. So just a little bit. And when it's at that point, you can grab your octopus and kind of dunk it in, pull it out, dunk it in for like 3 seconds, pull it out, dunk it in again, pull it out. And the idea behind it is you do not want to put a cold octopus in boiling water. That will mess up the tenderization process. Right, so by dunking it for a couple of seconds, pulling it out, dumping it, pulling it out, again, leaving it in there for about 3 seconds, that will pull the temperature of the octopus to like more room temperature and preparing it better to handle that boil and to just become more tender. The second method, which I will be utilizing, is just putting cold water in the pot, putting the octopus in the pot on top of that, and then turning the stove on. Once you're turning the stove on, the octopus and the water are heating up together, so it's not going from cold to hot immediately, but it's slowly and gradually getting to that space. So again, that is what I will be utilizing with my octopus. So for this, I don't have any sides. When it is prepared, I will pretty much seasoning it a little bit with some of my seasonings here, my lemon juice, my salt, pepper, I have some parsley, and a little bit of olive oil. I will dice some onions in there too, put them in there just for a little bit of the texture, but nothing too crazy or extravagant. Again, a lot of the recipes that I saw did call for, this thing is moving, I kid you not, I saw this thing move a second ago. Okay, okay, we're just gonna push you over there for a little bit. I don't even know where I was. I don't even know. When you forget where you're at, you just get another pour of Jameson. Cross-contamination, I know. Literally, last episode, I was in here cleaning this kitchen for like 4 hours after my wife watched the editing and whatnot. She was like, you touch everything, clean everything. So I was cleaning. Okay, so we will get ready to put this on. Another really cool method that I will be sharing with you all when it gets appropriate, don't forget the drinks, is to tell how you're able to tell when it is appropriately warmed up or tender enough. You just grab a knife, grab like the middle part of the octopus. I'm kind of enjoying touching this now, as weird as that sounds. And just getting like a sharp knife and pushing the knife through some of the more fatty parts. If it goes in very easily, very quickly, then you know you're at a good temperature with the, you've cooked it long enough. If not, you can just cook it a little bit longer to keep it going. Something else I will do that I saw a couple people do was just salt the water, right? If you're cooking anything, usually pastas, noodles, you put salt in it to add that extra flavor. So I will be doing that as well with this. Okay, so we're ready to get this started. All right, y'all, just wanted to show you a bit more of what I am doing. So I have my cold water here. That beautiful pink Himalayan sea salt we will be putting in there just to salt this water. Okay, and it's a great way for that octopus to cook up. Anything that you're boiling, it's a great way for your product to be able to get some, your product, I'm like a car salesman. It's a great way for whatever you're cooking to get some extra flavor in there. I might even put some like Jameson in the water. I'm not wasting the Jameson, don't trip. We have El Popo here, the octopus, and we will just go ahead and throw this in. Again, you want it cold and you heat everything up together. It just helps a little bit with that breaking down process. But another trick that I did pick up on top of salting the water is something that I heard that Italians normally do, normally in southern Italy. To help make that octopus a little bit more tender, you just get a cork, right? A cork from any type of wine that you have. But the idea is when you put a cork into the water as the octopus is boiling, it makes it more tender. Don't know how scientifically, science fictionally true that is. Since we're getting science fictionally with octopus and aliens, we might as well try it and test it out. So we will drop this boy in as we are boiling it and see what happens. All right, stay tuned. All right, I am back. I have my octopus here. It's been boiling for about an hour. Okay. And we really just want to check the texture of it, right? Make sure it's not too dense, nothing too hard, right? You want it really soft. This is nice, and my wife is the best sous chef ever created. Okay. Hey, thanks, Mike. So super easy to push through. So what's gonna happen now is we need two things to happen. We want this to cook in its own juices, right? So you pull it off the stove, let it just marinate in its own little liquefaction here. Once it cools down, we will chop it, we'll season it, marinate it, put everything in here, and get ready to go. Just 30 minutes of just cooling. So we'll see you back here in 48, 45, 47 minutes. Half shots, let's go. No more double shots. Don't know what I was thinking, but we're gonna do a quarter shot. Actually, I don't even know if I'm gonna take it. Quarter shot though. Quarter shot, and we will see you in 40 minutes. We'll take this and we'll start roughly chopping it and throwing it back in the bowl. There's like some barnacles here that are like really big. Are these barnacles? I'm gonna call them barnacles. SpongeBob SquarePants barnacles. So right now we will just start rough chopping this and getting ready for the next portion, okay? Some nice rough chops. Let's see, I'm about to cut the barnacle piece. So we will go ahead and throw this now into our bowl for seasoning. Y'all think I should eat the little roundabout parts? Is this a roundabout? I don't think that's a roundabout. Should we eat it? Should we eat it? In there. Okay. I think in all honesty, for me to make this correctly, I feel like I need a couple more cracks at it, because it's still interesting and it's so foreign, and like the octopus is such an alien creature anyways. It's like, yo, am I doing this appropriately? I'm gonna have to watch this as well, okay? Okay, so we have our octopus here, and now we will start seasoning it. So we'll do olive oil first, just so it gets coated. Oil there. Make sure everything's kind of cold. White Himalayan, pink Himalayan in there, not too much. Remember, we did season the water with the pink Himalayan as well, so that will have impacted the flavor and everything overall. We do have parsley, so we'll use some parsley here. I don't even know the flavor profile of parsley. Smells like oregano, so we'll do a few nice pours, nothing too crazy. This is not a pour, it's a shake. We did salt. We have some pepper, black pepper, not coriander like my last video. This is pepper. And then I will end it, or not end it, but I will put a splash of lemon juice. Not fresh lemon juice. I like these little bottle squeezy things because they're really nice and you don't have to get seeds everywhere. So I'll do a nice little pour there. And a little more of Jameson. And honestly, if I could do this again, I would add some additional herbs and spices to make it a little bit more green, probably a bit more chilled. But I'm happy with what I got to cook on the octopus. I'm very happy with. Gonna give this a few twirls. And just mix it up a little bit. I could even potentially cut these octopus pieces a little bit smaller because they are fairly large. Okay. First piece. You got some barnacles there. Y'all see the little barnacle pieces? Okay. The texture is good. The texture of the octopus itself is a nice texture. What I am feeling is it needs more salt, so we're definitely gonna add more salt to it. Again, I don't have a recipe here. Definitely needs more salt. It needs more acid and it needs more flavor just overall. So we'll try another piece. It needed flavor overall. Let's try the second piece. Yeah, it's already better. Okay. When I added that salt and when I added the lemon, it brightened it up significantly. Yeah. The meat itself is great. The gravy is very meaty. I think the texture is nice. I'm happy that I tried it once. Definitely a bucket list item. So thank you all so much for watching. This wasn't so much a success, but we will take a shot to happy life, happy wife, happy cleaning, happy spleening, and everything, okay? Till that, I will see you all on the next week's episode where I will be cooking something other than seafood most likely, and if it has more than 8 appendages, I'm not gonna cook it for another month, may not be, or so, all right? Cheers all, and have a great night. Ciao.